Welcome to The Root Cause, a podcast that takes a deep dive into all things manufacturing, sponsored by Mass Group.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be diving into this white paper from Mass Group.
Okay.
It's all about using real-time insights in manufacturing.
Cool.
So, navigating the complexities of Industry 4.0 and all that.
Yeah, it's a pretty dense topic.
It is.
But it's super important for manufacturers who,
Absolutely.
want to stay competitive.
Yeah, you can't afford to fall behind these days.
Yeah.
It really is like a cheat sheet for staying ahead of the curve.
I like that. A cheat sheet. That's a good way to put it because the manufacturing landscape is so competitive.
Oh, for sure.
You snooze, you lose, basically.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. It's like trying to win a race with a horse and buggy when everyone else has, like a Tesla or something.
Right. Exactly. And, this white paper really highlights how companies that aren't leveraging technology, especially real-time data, they really risk getting left behind.
Yeah, they're going to be eating dust.
Big time.
But here's the thing. Even with all the amazing tech we have now, like AI and robotics, it's not always easy to, implement these things.
And that's what I appreciate about this white paper. It
Wow.
doesn't just talk about the possibilities, but it actually acknowledges the hurdles that manufacturers face.
The real-world challenges, like budget constraints and, concerns about downtime.
Yeah, and even cultural resistance, right? Like some people just don't want to change how they've always done things.
Oh, totally.
And that's a big one.
So let's unpack this a bit. The white paper kicks off by talking about the limitations of, traditional data systems, especially in the context of Industry 4.0.
Yeah, and they make this comparison to trying to fly a spaceship with instruments from the Wright brothers plane, which is a pretty striking image, right?
Yeah, that's a recipe for disaster.
Totally, because you're basically flying blind.
You'd have no idea what's going on.
Exactly, and that's what manufacturers are up against if they're still relying on these outdated systems.
They're just constantly reacting to problems after they've already happened.
Right, they're always playing catch up.
And they lack that crucial real-time visibility they need to make, proactive decisions.
For sure, and to optimize their operations.
So it's not just about having data, right?
Yeah.
It's about having the right data at the right time.
Absolutely. You need that real-time insight.
Yeah, and that's where this concept of a connected picture comes in, right?
Yes, that's a term Mass Group uses a lot, and it's really the core of their approach.
Okay, break that down for us. What exactly does a connected picture mean in the world of manufacturing?
So imagine having a unified view of your entire operation in real time.
Oh, wow.
It's like having X-ray vision into your factory, right? Like you can see everything that's happening.
That's incredible. So you're talking about all the different data points like machines, sensors, inventory levels, worker activity.
All of that, all integrated into a single dynamic system.
So instead of these isolated pockets of information, you have this complete picture.
Exactly, and it's constantly updating, so you always know what's going on.
So you can see a problem developing before it becomes a major issue.
Right, like imagine seeing a potential bottleneck forming on the production line, or, identifying a machine that's about to malfunction.
Before it actually breaks down and causes a huge delay.
Exactly, that's the power of having a connected picture.
Wow, that sounds incredibly valuable, especially in an industry where, even a small delay can have these huge ripple effects.
Oh, absolutely.
So how do you actually create this connected picture?
Well, the white paper talks about two key components, MES systems and Power BI.
Okay, I've heard of those, but I'm not totally clear on how they work together.
Right, so think of an MES, or manufacturing execution system, as the central nervous system of your factory.
Yeah.
It's the software that collects, manages, and analyzes all the data from, all the different parts of your operation.
So from the shop floor machines to the inventory levels to shipping logistics.
All of that, it's all connected.
Wow, and then Power BI comes in as the visualization tool, right?
Exactly. It takes all that raw data from the MES and turns it into something that people can actually understand and use.
So graphs and charts and dashboards.
Yeah, exactly. It's like having a control panel that shows you exactly what's happening in your factory at any given moment.
That's amazing. So you can see things like production output, machine performance, even spot those potential bottlenecks before they become major problems.
Exactly. And because it's integrated with the MES, you can get incredibly granular with your analysis.
So you can track individual parts as they move through the production process.
Yeah, or you can see how efficiently different machines are running. You can even analyze worker productivity.
It's like turning your factory into this finely tuned machine.
It really is.
But I'm guessing all of this comes with its own set of challenges, right?
Oh, you're absolutely right. Digital transformation isn't always a walk in the park.
So what are some of the roadblocks that manufacturers need to be aware of?
Well, the white paper dives into that in quite a bit of detail, actually. Just one of the first things that comes up is the cost of implementing these systems. It can be, a significant investment, especially for manufacturers who are working with tighter budgets.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's a big decision to make, especially if you're not entirely sure about the return on investment, right?
Right, and that's why it's important to view this as a long-term strategic investment.
Okay.
Think about it this way. These systems help you optimize your efficiency.
Hmm.
They help you reduce waste. They can even prevent downtime, which can be super costly.
Right.
So over time, those benefits can really outweigh that initial investment.
So it's about shifting your perspective a little bit,
Yeah,
thinking about the long game.
exactly. It's an investment in the future of your business.
Makes sense. So what about the actual process of implementing these systems? That seems like it could be pretty disruptive.
Oh, for sure. And the white paper talks about that too.
Okay.
Nobody wants to bring their entire factory to a standstill just to install new software, right?
Right. Downtime is a killer.
It is, and that's why Mass Group suggests a phased rollout approach.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Yeah, so you start by implementing the system in a smaller, less critical area of your operation.
You kind of dip your toes in the water.
Exactly, and then you gradually expand from there. That way, you're minimizing the disruption
Yeah.
and you're giving your team time to get comfortable with the new technology.
That's smart. So it's like
Right.
start small, learn as you go,
Yeah.
and then scale up when you're ready.
Exactly. And this phased approach also helps with another challenge: the need for technical expertise. I mean, let's be real, not every manufacturer has a team of software engineers and data scientists just hanging around, right?
Right. That's a pretty specialized skill set.
It is, and that's where finding the right partner becomes really crucial.
So they can provide that missing expertise.
Exactly. They have the experience and the know-how to guide you through every step of the process.
So it's like having a digital transformation Sherpa.
I love that analogy. They're there to help you navigate the unfamiliar terrain.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Now, we can't talk about all this tech stuff without addressing the big one, right? Data security.
Oh, yeah, that's a huge one.
Manufacturers are dealing with all kinds of sensitive information,
Production data, customer details, even proprietary designs.
things you definitely don't want falling into the wrong hands.
Absolutely. And Mass Group takes security very seriously.
Okay, good to know.
Their systems are built with all sorts of security protocols like encryption and access controls, and they do regular audits to make sure everything is up to snuff.
So they're not just throwing the technology out there and hoping for the best.
Nope, they've thought about security from the ground up.
That's reassuring.
Yeah.
So we've talked about cost, we've talked about implementation, we've talked about security. Is there anything else that manufacturers need to consider when it comes to this digital transformation?
Well, there's one more piece of the puzzle that's often overlooked.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Lay it on me.
It's the human element.
Oh, the people.
Exactly. Even with the best technology in the world, you won't succeed if you don't have buy-in from your employees.
Right, because at the end of the day, it's people who are using these systems.
It is, and that's why the white paper emphasizes the importance of change management.
So it's about communication, training, making sure everyone's on board.
Yeah, you got to bring people along on the journey, explain the benefits, address their concerns.
Make them feel like they're part of the process.
Exactly. Because digital transformation, it's as much about people as it is about technology.
I like that. It's a good reminder that technology is just a tool, and it's up to us to use it effectively.
Absolutely. So to sum it up, there are definitely some challenges to consider when it comes to digital transformation in manufacturing, but the potential benefits are huge. And with the right approach and the right partners, those challenges can be overcome.
Well said. And that brings us to another key point that the white paper highlights, which is fostering a culture of continuous improvement.
Right. And that's something Mass Group really emphasizes.
Yeah, it's all about creating an environment where people are encouraged to experiment, try new things, and constantly look for ways to improve their processes.
So you're talking about building a culture of innovation, right? Like not being afraid to challenge the status quo.
Exactly. And real-time data is essential for that because it provides that feedback loop.
Oh, I see. So you can see the impact of the changes you make.
Right, you can track your progress, see what's working, what's not, and adjust accordingly.
So it's not a one and done kind of thing. It's about continuous learning and improvement.
Yeah, it's a journey, not a destination. And it sounds like Mass Group gets that.
They do. Their solutions are all about empowering people to use data to make better decisions and drive those improvements.
So it's not just about giving people a bunch of numbers and saying, figure it out.
Nope, it's about making that data actionable.
Giving them the tools and the insights they need to make a real difference.
Exactly. And I think that's what makes this white paper so valuable. It's not just a sales pitch. It's actually a really thoughtful exploration of how manufacturers can leverage real-time insights to create a smarter, more efficient, and ultimately more successful future.
Yeah, they really dive deep into the why behind all of this.
They do, and I think that's important because it's not just about the technology itself, it's about understanding how that technology can be used to solve real-world problems.
It's about the bigger picture.
Exactly. Well, I don't know about you, but I have learned a lot from this deep dive.
Me too. It's been fascinating to explore this whole world of real-time insights and how they're transforming manufacturing.
It's an exciting time to be in this industry, that's for sure.
So for anyone listening who's interested in learning more about all of this, I highly recommend checking out.
Absolutely, it's a great resource.
It's packed with valuable insights and practical guidance, and you can download it for free on their website.
Easy peasy.
Just head over to massgroup.com.
And you'll be well on your way to becoming a real-time insights expert.
Thanks again for joining us on this deep dive into the world of real-time insights in manufacturing. Until next time, keep innovating and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.